And we start with the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, who will today hear the uMkhonto Sizwe Political Party's bid to challenge the SABC's use of the term Government of National Unity, or GNU. For more on this story, SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga is at the High Court in Johannesburg. Let's take you there. Canny, good morning. So the last time we spoke about this, it was an urgent matter that was struck off the roll for lack of urgency. But of course, today we're getting to it, and the SABC's use of the term GNU, or Government of National Unity, being challenged by uMkhonto Sizwe Party. Please talk to us about the judgment and what's to be expected, not judgment, but what's to be expected in those proceedings today.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers at home. We are back at the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg. Just this time, we're not in the urgent court. The former President Jacob Zuma and the MK Party is back here in their bid to invalidate, essentially, the SABC's use of the term Government of National Unity, or GNU. You may remember last year in July, they initially lodged this application following a letter of demand to the SABC, where they requested that the SABC not use those specific terms to describe the government of the day. We know what has informed this particular term that we see being used. For the first time since the dawn of democracy, we are seeing a government in South Africa that is not a majority government. It is made up of a number of political parties and has been termed or described as a government of national unity. The MK Party took issue with this, with the former President Jacob Zuma stating in his affidavit that it hardly fits the definitional elements of a GNU. The MK Party wrote a letter of demand to the SABC, not utilizing those bodies or that we have looking over the SABC, and where it has flaws in its editorial aspects. They didn't challenge us in those particular platforms, but however chose to bring the matter to court. The urgent court heard the matter, of course decided that it couldn't deal with the merits in a setting such as the urgent court. The matter was struck off from the roll for lack of urgency, and they were directed to get a special allocation in order to deal with this matter, because it is a complex issue that is dealing with a number of submissions from both parties. The SABC is opposing this application and has to be dealt with by a court that can consider the matter not an urgent court, which deals with a number of cases throughout the day. So we saw that judgment came out in August, and then of course we've seen since that judgment the DJP, that is Judge Sutherland, has allocated the matter to Judge Fisher this morning, where we expect the MK Party to open with their submissions, and then of course the SABC to vehemently oppose this bid. We expect that the hearing will begin at 10 a.m. this morning, as both parties argue over the public mandate and essentially whether the SABC has breached its code or its mandate to the public by using this term, the Government of National Unity, or GNU. Just to give you a scene this morning, ahead of that hearing, we are seeing a lot of officials outside the court, so we can expect that former President Jacob Zuma may be in attendance this morning, as we see that the area outside the court is being prepared for a motorcade to arrive before that 10 a.m. hearing. But of course, SABC News will give you that rolling coverage when that court hearing begins here at the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg. Over to you in studio, Sakina.
Oh, thank you so much, Canny Maphanga, who will be updating us on that story throughout the day.